It is Leaves Day on the moon phase calendar, and the first thing I always do on my days on the moon phase calendar is I sew, because sewing is the most important thing to get ahead with. So for Leaves Day, I'm back to sewing lettuce again. I had a little bit of a break because I had quite a lot of lettuce on the go, and now I'm ready for my next succession of lettuce. And these are lettuce that are going to be going directly outside into the garden, into the kitchen garden. They're not going, hopefully they're not going to be going undercover. I mean, if the weather is still really, really bad, then I might have to fleece them for a little bit, just, you know, on the odd kind of frosty nights. For instance, at the end of this week, it's starting to get frosty again, but at least these aren't going to be out in the garden, and all my other stuff is undercover. So, yeah, it's lovely when you start putting things out into the garden and not really thinking too much about frost and everything. It starts to get a little bit more liberating, I would say. I'm just putting some compost on these here. I've just sown, about maybe 25 seeds in these cells here. There's 6 cells in these trays, and I kind of like, I haven't sown as many as I normally do, but that one is the Lolo Rossa, don't know, one or the other. And then I prick out. I've gone back to pricking out, actually. I stopped pricking out because I used to find a little bit of a faff, but actually it saves so much room if you sew like this and then you prick out. Otherwise you're going to have all these multitudes of cells. It just takes up a lot of space. So I have one of these cells is my little red fuego cabbages that haven't really come up yet. They've been a bit slow. I think the seeds might be a little bit old, but they are coming. So that will be happy to go back under lights. Then I have Canasta, I have Riccia, which is the green version of Lolo Rosso. I have my favorite Navara. I have my red Grenoble as well. And of course, Lolo Rosso. Most of these seeds are from Franchi Seeds, which is the Italian seed company. And I absolutely love them because you get like 1,000 seeds in these in these packets, so you can be quite liberal if you want to. That's that done. I am going to be also sowing some more Asian greens. I've got a little bit of spinach that I want to put in again. And what else? Maybe a few more herbs. So that will be my sowing for Leaves Day. Transplanting, I'll show you what I'm going to be transplanting. So the second thing I make important on my moon phase gardening days, or on my moon gardening days, is transplanting. Of course, like I said, sowing is always the most important thing. And today is Leaves Day on the moon phase calendar. We've got 2 days of that this week. And I am transplanting on some leaves that I've got here, which are very, very leggy, as you can see. They are always leggy at this time of year. So if you are going to sow at this time of the year, don't stress out because they are always leggy. And I explained in another video of mine where I do pricking out of my greens, I suppose. I think they were brassicas at the time. I do little bendy things with mine. I'll show you in a minute exactly what I do again. And so this is the transplanting. Here I have some red cabbage that I'm going to transplant now into these modules. That's the next size up. And then from there, depending on when they're ready, they might go straight out to their final position, or I might pot them up again into a bigger pot, a 9 centimeter pot or a 10 centimeter pot. It all depends on what happens with the weather and when these are ready. So these red cabbage are my first kind of red cabbage succession that I have for the summer, spring, summer, really, it is. There are two varieties here that are ready, and one is called Red Lodero. It is an F1. That's how leggy these are. But what I do is I bend them over. If you can see that there, I'll show you in a minute exactly what I do. So you can see there that I've got the plant. I've bent it over like that, over. There's a tiny little bit of root coming out of the pot or the module. I cover that up with some compost, and that is what you end up with, that length. And I do this to all of my brassicas that are leggy, and all of my Asian greens, and all of my lettuce as well. So here we are again, nice and leggy. So I'm bending them like that. In the actual module, I press it down so that they're just coming out of the module, and I cover everything else up. I've got a little bit of compost here. I cover everything else up with the compost so that they're just sticking out, and it works perfectly for me. So I'm very happy about that. I'm inside because it is absolutely piddling down again today, and you know, that seems to be what is going on nowadays with the weather. I've got some transplanting that I would like to do. This one's no good. Into my veggie pods. I've got some Asian greens and some lettuce that I would like to put into there, and I've also got some of exactly the same that I would have liked to put into the garden, but that is not going to happen today because everything is so wet and so sodden that it's just not going to happen. As for red cabbage, I'm still eating all our red cabbage. I think I've got 2 left, red cabbage. We love red cabbage all year round. In the winter, I kind of cook it. I do it in stir fries. I also do it, let me think. Yeah, I might put it in a stew, or I might just do it by itself, you know, stew it up, which is nice. And in the summer and the winter, actually, it doesn't really matter whether it's summer or winter, I love it in a slaw, like an Asian slaw, as in coleslaw. It is gorgeous, but we have red cabbage all year round. So that's all of those Lodero ones. It's a really good early cabbage. That goes in there. And then I've also got red drumhead here. So I'm going to pot those up as well. And these ones here are not come yet, really. Red fuego, they're still coming, so I might just put those back under lights actually. And then I'm going to go and sow some more because I've got a few things to sow today. So that's my leaves day. See you later. Right, so I didn't actually get to transplant anything out because it's just been raining all day, and the sun is just about to set. What sun? Well, you know, the light is about to just go. But I'm here in the big greenhouse, and I just want to show you my leaf successions that I've got going. So you saw that inside I was sowing. So sowing is my number one thing. I was sowing lettuce. Let's talk about lettuce first. So I'm sowing my next batch of lettuce. I also have lettuce here. So let me just show you this tray first here. This is half lettuce, half Asian greens. So on this end here, I've got lettuce here, and they're my Asian greens on the other end. They are looking, this lettuce really needs to be either transplanted out into the veggie pods or into bigger pots. And I might do the bigger pots, I think. Depends on how much space I can actually find here in the greenhouse. The other lot of lettuce I've got is here. Again, all ready to go out. It's looking great. So that again has to be transplanted out. Let me just look at the root structure. Yes, very nice. Okay, so that's my lettuce. Then I also have these pots here, which I didn't think were going to make it through the winter, but they've come good. And this here, that's not a good example. Let me just show you a better example. This here is flashy butter oak. This is the one that I talk about all the time with the speckles. It's a really pretty lettuce. I love it, really love it. So that's those. Then the lettuce that is just about ready to pick is this stuff here. So this here is a butterhead lettuce called Brighton. It loves the winter and loves the cold. So it is done really well in this unheated greenhouse. We've gotten down to about -4, -5 in here. So it has done really well. And I have 1, 2, 3, 5 pots of those. So they're just about ready to pick. Yay, that's lettuce. Okay, let's talk Asian greens. You saw my komatsuma, that's there. I have this batch here, and this batch is red pak choi and tatsoi as well. They're looking great, really good. I might leave these in here a little bit longer before I plant them out. Inside in the dining room, I also have my red tatsoi, and I've got all my other kind of oriental greens. I haven't had time to bring them out, so they can all come out now, actually. I just need to make a little bit more space for them. These are going to replace what I have been picking in my veggie pods and also in the garden. So I had a bed of tatsoi in the garden. That's all been picked now. I have a row of red pak choi in the garden that needs to be picked because it's going to seed. I have tatsoi in my small veggie pod. That needs to be picked as well because that's going to seed. And I've picked the one in the big veggie pod. So once I pick all of these oriental greens or Asian greens, whatever you want to call them, once I pick them all, then I'm going to make space for my next succession to go in. So that's my Asian greens, which is very exciting. I also have room in the greenhouse over at the allotment. I just haven't had a chance to get over there. It's been way too wet and just absolutely miserable. So I'm waiting for this chance to go. So that's that. I have herbs in here. So the herbs that I've got that are doing really well in here, and these have to be potted on, curly parsley. There, look at that. Getting a bit pot bound. Curly parsley. I've got some other flat leaf parsley in small pots here, which is starting to come as well. Leaf. Oh yes, okay, now let's talk about my brassicas. So I've got these little brassicas, kales, cabbages, and they're going to be used for just their leaves, not as hearts. I'm not going to let them grow too big. So I want them mainly for salad leaves, actually. So I'll just show you a tray here. This is a tray of dazzling blue kale, and I also have my little Caraflex cabbages there, which look really lovely. They're doing really well in here. I've got lots of kales. I have my little red, these are the Calibos cabbages. You know, they're little pointy red cabbages. They are looking really good as well. They've really grown while they've been here. And I've got more, kales over there as well. So that's those. I think that might be all my leaves in here. Yes, that's all my leaves. In the garden, I've got my curly kale. I had some cabbages, but the pigeons attacked them. I don't want to talk about that. And yes, and the rest that I've got inside that are growing nicely. So we're doing really well with the leaves. Love leaves. I might do a pot or two of cut and come lettuce as well, because that's always really, really handy to have. And yeah, that's my leaves day on the moon fan. I just want to show you this fennel. Hang on. This here is the bronze fennel. I cut it back and look how beautiful it's doing as well. Gorgeous. I've also got some normal green fennel in here, and I cut that back and that's coming too. So that's my leaves day. I'll see you later. Yes, so this is what the pigeons did to my cabbages. Look at that. I had these cabbages in, I reckon, for about 2 days, and this is what they did. So I've had to put a net over the top because I have this beautiful kale here on the end, and I thought, gosh, if they get a whiff of that, they'll be right in there. So I'm not sure these are going to come to anything now, but it doesn't matter. I'll leave them in for as long as possible, and then when I need the bed, I'll just pull them out and plant something else. But I just want to show you over there my peas. They're doing really well. All right, I better get on. So there's been a break in the weather. It is absolutely raining again today, and I need some spinach for dinner tonight. So I've just come out here and opened up this netting that I've got here, and I just want to show you this fantastic leaf spinach. So this is called leaf or beet spinach. This is the perpetual spinach. It is related to the chard family. So I've got some chard growing here as well. I'll show you that in a minute. So February is the time when this takes off again, and I've been cutting it back there and putting it in my truck for dinner. But you can see I've got elephant garlic coming up in between, so it does need a little bit of room, the elephant garlic, so I need to just keep cutting this back. But this plant is absolutely fantastic. This stem is eventually going to go to seed pretty soon, so I want to get as much as I can off this. But this is the most wonderful spinach for winter. I've had this in here since the end of summer, and it is absolutely fantastic. The centers are coming beautifully. I just want to show you this chard now. So the chard has been looking a bit terrible, look there, but the centers again are coming, so I'm going to get another harvest off this chard before again that will go to seed. And these are my main greens over winter, plus the Asian greens and the lettuce, of course. But this stuff is absolutely gorgeous, and like I said, that's what I'm taking in for my dinner tonight. Good morning, everybody. It is, I've just seen a pigeon. I am not very happy with the pigeons at the moment in my garden. All right, yep, out you go. We've got about 4 or 5 that come here in the back garden, the kitchen garden, and I'll show you. Anyhow, today seems to be a beautiful day. Our garden's north facing, so the sun doesn't hit the garden until much later, but I am working today, all day today, and see just there, that door, that is into my therapy room. But I just need to come out today and start to ventilate everything. I'm going to go and open the greenhouses. Let's just go down here. I'm going to go and open the greenhouses, open up my cloches as well, and just ventilate everything. I've got myself some more shallots to go out into the greenhouse, the big greenhouse. So let's go and do this. Everything's a bit frosty. We had a kind of frost last night. Not a huge frost, but a kind of frost. And I just have got to open all my veggie pods and do all of that. So I just need a hand at the moment. Let's see whether I can do this and open the greenhouse. Yes, I can. One-handed with everything balancing. Oh dear. Yeah, it's 5 degrees here in the big greenhouse this morning. Where can I put these? I mean, we're now getting at the stage where we're a little bit short for room because I have to plant things out. But so today is Fruits Day on the moon phase calendar. Let me just open these louvers. There. And I want to show you something really exciting. Now, let's see if this is going to work. Right. All right, let's have a look. Look! I have got flowers on my broad beans. I mean, look here. Wow! How exciting is that? It's February and I've got flowers on my broad beans. Look how nice they are. They're doing really, really well. That is very, very exciting. Let's just spin around and have a look at these peas that I've got here as well. They're not flowering yet. Look how lovely they are. Really beautiful. And these ones, I have to get some more thread, or what do they call it, string, because look, they're making a break for freedom up here. So that's really exciting. Let's go back to me. So, flowers on my broad beans. Yee! That's exciting. All right, well, I have to, so I'm going to open up everything out here. And then, like I said, I've got clients all day. I have time in between, so I've got quite a lot of potting on of chilies to do. I've got to sow, I want to sow some cucumbers and sow some courgettes as well. So I've got quite a lot to do today. But I'll see whether I've got time to take you along and see what I'm doing at the same time. See you later. It's a beautiful day here today, and I am in the big greenhouse because I'm trying to sort out my strawberries for this year. So I've got a bed out in the kitchen garden that has 3 sections to it. I've got my early, I've got the mid, and then I've got my kind of ever-bearing or my later strawberries at the end of them. And of course, every year strawberries send off runners. So if you save your second year runners, not your first, but your second year runners, and you put them in your little pots like this, you will end up with a really good root structure like so here. So what I do is, so that I get early, really early strawberries, I put them here in the greenhouse, but I do them in hanging baskets, as you can see here. Mr. N has put me some nice hooks up, and I've got nice hanging baskets. These ones here I've just done now, but this one I'd done earlier, and as you can see, this has been in here now for a couple of weeks, and you've got all new growth coming. And these I'm hoping will send out some flowers, and I'm hoping to have strawberries on these at the end of April. Again, it all depends on the weather. This is an unheated greenhouse, so I am just relying on what temperature I can get in here during the day. And all I've used is these little plastic hanging baskets that you can get on Amazon. If you have a look in my Amazon shop, I've got them in my Amazon shop, just the link is down below. And I've used half of the pot is used with old compost that I used last year on my peppers and my chilies, and then I just topped it up with new compost on the top where I put the actual plant in. But these will do really well. As they get growing, I will then give them, when they start to flower, I'll give them a little bit of a feed, and they look great. They don't take up any room, but you don't have to do hanging baskets if you don't want to. You can put them in troughs, you can put them in pots, but put them under cover, put them somewhere like even a conservatory would be fantastic, and you will have very, very early strawberries. Strawberries are so important, I think, to grow because they are sprayed so much commercially that if you can just grow your own, it's very exciting and it's really good for you. There you go. Strawberry in a hanging basket. I'm Susie B from Susybliving. Thanks for watching, and thumbs up, that'd be nice. And if you subscribe, then you can see all my videos. You can see my schedule of my gardening according to Gardening by the Moon, and also my gardening week. Come along with me. I'll see you later. Bye. I've just popped over to the allotment, and I just wanted to check on these brassicas that I put in. I put my purple graffiti cauliflower and my calabrese in here, and look how fantastic they are doing. I'm really happy. We just put our own compost on top and they have taken off, and I'm covering them with this little polytunnel here. So that is excellent. Here are my next lot of peas that have gone into my kitchen garden, one of my raised beds. These are the sugar snap peas. I've got half a bed and there's the other half. I've got another tray inside that are ready to come out into the greenhouse, but they're not ready to put in the garden yet. I did have a tray that I sowed earlier when I sowed this tray, but some of the seeds were quite old, so they didn't really take. I think I was just lucky with the first tray because all the seeds in the first tray germinated. So I'm going to show you the bed that I've already planted up with my Oregon sugar pod peas. So here they are. These are my Oregon sugar pods. I put these out just over a week ago and they're doing really, really well. I've had to put more string on the canes because they're growing quite fast, and I'm very, very happy with them. So I've just got that, see that plastic cloche behind? I've just got that over the top and that seems to be doing the job. It's fantastic. So thank you for watching my week as it was, and I will see you next week and see what we get up to. Your moon phase calendar will come out, as I said. I'm thinking about doing it for just the week again because we seem to have a lot of roots days, so I can cover those. I'll see how I go with time, and I hope you had a very good week, a good gardening week. I will see you, like I said, next week, and I'm hoping that the weather is going to be great and everything starts to really, really grow fast. All right, thanks. I'm Susybliving, and if you want to subscribe, that'd be fantastic. You can get all my videos and turn on your notifications as well, because then you'll see when I post my videos. And I'll see you soon. See you later. Bye.